far from weak. Do this if you're broke. Let's go.
Stop being broke. Money is all around you, and if you're broke, it means you're broken, especially if you live in a first world country. But even if you lived in a poor third world country, you still can't be broke. Why? You're watching this video right now. It means you have access to the internet and you understand English. At this very moment, there are people from the same country that out-earn you. Some of them may even be less talented than you are. Do not misunderstand it. There are places in the world where it's genuinely hard to make money, like communist countries where the government steals all the money from hard-working civilians. But for 99% of people, there is no excuse to be broke when you have access to the internet. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to become rich, but the first step to making money is to stop coping with reality. I've posted a poll on this channel asking people how much they were earning, and there were so many comments of people saying, I'm a student. No one asked them if they were a student. It wasn't part of the poll, and yet they use it as an excuse for being broke. Pathetic. There are hundreds of millions of students that aren't broke. The same thing could be said for the country you're from. By using your country to justify being broke, you're actively choosing to live inside an illusion. As long as you speak English and you know how to use the internet, all your excuses go out the window. Before I move on to the next step, I really want to hammer down on this point. If you're broke, you're broken. And if you continue to cope with reality, you will continue to stay broken. But the moment you snap out of it and admit it's your own fault you're broke, that's when you can start your journey to make big money. Step 2.
You're fat. You're ugly. Other women are better than you.
Is playing to your position. This means that if you're broke, you can't be a little princess that feels too good about working a job. Entrepreneurship is great, and we will go into that in future videos. But if you're broke, the first thing you need is money. You can start working a side hustle and becoming an entrepreneur after that. Now, the best work to get is one where you learn a skill in the process. I always advise getting a job where you learn a skill, like a sales job, where you basically get paid for learning sales, and that skill can help you make millions later. But even if you don't get a sales job, just make sure you have an income coming in as soon as possible. Listen, when it comes to getting a job, it's not about your resume. Your resume is meaningless garbage. What matters is your hustle. Don't look at a job interview as a conversation while hoping to get hired. Instead, look at it as an opportunity for you to show the employer how much the company would benefit from hiring you. Let it be known that you'll outwork anyone and help the company make more money. That's what an employer wants to hear, not what's on your resume. If you approach your job interviews like this, it's very hard not to get hired. Step 3. Live unbalanced. Now that you stopped coping with reality and you got your first income stream, it's time to start living unbalanced. A lot of people will call me extreme for what I'm about to say, but you need to make big sacrifices. You don't deserve a balanced life right now. You don't deserve anything right now. No pleasure and no fun activities. Remember, if you're not willing to sacrifice for your goal, then your goal becomes the sacrifice. Be prepared to not see any of your friends if they're not helping you get to your goals. And stop mindlessly scrolling on social media. The person you're watching on social media would never be watching you if he was broke himself. So wake up to reality. This period of your life will pass, but only if you make the right sacrifices right now. Meaning that you need to be extreme and unbalanced for now. because you are in an extreme situation. An unbalanced life means you work 2 jobs if you have to. Once again, don't be a little princess. Play to your position. The problem with most people is that they either feel too good to work a job or live just comfortably enough to not recognize the extreme situation they are in. They may live with their parents and not see how broke they really are. If you live at home, that is an advantage because you don't have to worry about where your next meal comes from or worry about bills. However, if you take that blessing for granted and just indulge in comfort, that blessing turns into a curse, and you will regret that decision sooner or later. Step 4. Skill hunting. Working more and making sacrifices is important, but it isn't enough. The last thing you need to do to actually get financial freedom is hunt skills. Because even though there's nothing wrong with working a normal job, it's not going to make you wealthy in the long run. The thing that is going to make you wealthy is a valuable skill, because skills are priceless. Now, if you're really smart, you'll combine step 4 and step 2 by making sales your job. Sales is one of the most useful skills out there, but there are other useful skills to learn. Things like editing, marketing, and copywriting. You need to start hunting an evergreen skill down, meaning you learn a skill that was useful a decade ago, is still useful today, and will remain useful a decade from now. Now, for some reason, all the broke people with the broken mindset hold back on this step. Once they start making money, they spend it on garbage, but won't invest it on themselves. They won't invest in webinars, coaching, or online courses. Instead, they'll call everything a scam while they remain mediocre themselves. Pathetic. I've invested so much in myself and acquiring skills, and I will continue to do so for the rest of my life, because no one can take those skills away from me. Even if I lose everything I have, I can build it back up. Listen, if there's anything worth investing in, it's not some crypto coin which you have no control over, but it's investing in yourself. The coping mechanism of broke people is truly fascinating to me. It seems like they talk the most, call everything a scam, but self-reflect the least. If you're broke, something clearly isn't working. So humble yourself and take the 4 steps I just shared. After that, we can move on to bigger things. By the way, if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Until next time.
Yeah, sorry about the inconvenience, y'all, with the jumping. Like I said, I had some processes to go through, and I didn't want to wait until the 24th to actually do a live. Got to keep the show rolling, so feel free to check out the replay. And that's really all I had to say. Good afternoon, morning, and evening. We'll see you soon. Next show. Peace.
We are now transferring you to a customer care rep. Please hold the line and we will answer your call as soon as possible. Thank you for choosing us. By the way, to ensure you're getting great service, your call may be recorded or monitored.